Alright, hey, what's going on, Freedomers? Alright, so, Missioners, I'm sorry, wrong channel. But one of the things that I'm learning with the heavy Capricorn energy, like, I have my moon in the 10th house, and I have my sun in the 10th house. I also, and I had to, like, make a decision yesterday to cut fake mother figures and fake father figures in my life and do the work myself, because I watched this Pisces um this Pisces online, and I realized she was like craving her parents out loud, like, or she was deeply wounded, or her father specifically deeply wounded by the lack thereof of what her father would not or could not do. And she's developed enough masculine energy in her own life to take charge of her own life, but she has this not high, ridiculous standard, but she has this wound of like destruction of having like fake daddy figures in her life, instead of like just having a high, instead of like looking for what she really truly desires. It's like she wants a daddy figure to take care of her, per se, instead of like looking for the man that her look instead of attracting, being the woman that her mother never was, and being and attracting the man attracting the man that her father never was. And let me say it again. Instead of attracting her father, she's not doing the work to be the woman. Well, I'm not saying she's not doing the work, she is. That just be the focus on being the woman your mother never was, because there's a reason why she attracted him and had you. But instead of like being, instead of just be the woman that your mother never was, and attract the man that your father never was. So if your father was broke, cheap, a lack of alpha male, attract that alpha male who's about his business, who has on his mission, who's doing what he's supposed to do. And then she reflected to me that I need to heal that, because you'll fuck around and attract that, because you won't heal that. And a lot of times that, um, you know, a lot of times that comes from lack of acknowledgement. And I realize in my own life that the women around me like serve mother figures in many regards, and like especially when they're older. And I keep realizing this lack of, and I feel it more and more now. Like this, the more I heal myself, the more I nurture myself. This lack of balance, this lack of emotionality, and it disturbs me. This lack of like emotional availability, and it disturbs me. My mother wasn't that. My mother was not like emotionally there. My mother or my father. But I gave all this information, or even time and energy to them. And I said, I'm just not doing that anymore. I'm not doing this. I'm giving you all what your time, energy, and effort, and you give me the bare minimum. I want what I give, and I'm getting like sick of it. And I feel like it's imbalanced. And if you feel that's demanding, for me, I'm okay with that for right now. But I want what I give. And if I feel like it's out of balance, and if I feel like you only call me when you need something or you want something, and I detect that more now, like you only call me when you need something, I cut it off. Because I, like, for instance, this is just one particular, I feel like She only calls me when she needs something. And I feel it in my, I don't know, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel it. And I gotta, and in this life, because my North Node's in the fourth house, I gotta honor how I feel. And yes, it's somewhat of a trigger, but like I feel it, like I've dealt with this lesson before, where that person only calls you because they want something, and they do the bare minimum to replenish you. And I'm not saying that person is never of help, but it's like when you helping yourself now and you don't need them, what else do you bring to the table? You know what I'm saying? Because if I don't need you for what you can help me for, what else do you bring? Because that means I'm feeding you and you're not feeding me. And I don't like that anymore. I think when CJ said it best, if you're always feeding your audience, you're getting your audience. You know what I mean? And I'm getting really, really sick of that. Being the friend that's always pouring in and not getting poured into. And I mean poured into in a way where you're not telling him some shit that's obvious or some shit you can't do. I mean like some shit that's like, yo, I'm thankful. You constantly pour into me and all that other stuff, and it's not there, and I can't fuck with it. To be quite honest with you. So yeah, I had to make a decision to cut all my fake motherly figures off, or keep them as distant as possible, and serve myself and myself alone. Uh, and I suggest you do the same if you have strong Capricorn energy. What that means is, in certain regards, you can marry your parents, or even your even Cancer energy. But I've learned with Capricorn, you can marry your parents all over again. Even with my South Node being in Capricorn, it even says that be careful of marrying your parents all over again. So like, just heal yourself, and like it's just one of the major things that I see was my parents were just emotionally not there, and they only gave the bare minimum. And I said, I don't want to fuck with that. It's all in or nothing. So this Capricorn energy.